The 2020 election is still not recognized by the Trump administration. So, how does this affect the US and the world? The Trump administration filed a lawsuit in Fulton County, Georgia. Their goal is to obtain ballots and other documents related to the 2020 presidential election. The Department of Justice argues that if the county does not hand over these documents, it would violate the Civil Rights Act. County officials, however, say the documents are sealed and cannot be opened without a court order. In 2020, Trump narrowly lost Georgia, and the state became one of the central points of election challenges. Georgia's election results, however, were confirmed in favor of Biden after multiple reviews. This lawsuit shows that Trump's refusal to accept the 2020 election is still ongoing. Even after years and courts repeatedly dismissed fraud claims, the issue keeps resurfacing. This suggests that the matter has become more of a political and psychological struggle than a legal one. On one hand, the election security narrative can sound legitimate. Transparency is important in any democracy, but focusing only on the states that were lost seems less like an impartial audit and more like a strategy to question the results and create doubt among voters. The real risk lies here. These kinds of lawsuits erode public trust in elections more than they produce concrete evidence. When confidence in elections disappears, the system suffers, regardless of who wins. For Trump, this lawsuit may energize his base, but it remains a draining process for U.S. democracy. Legally, this case will not give Trump a victory or change the 2020 election results. Politically, however, it is significant. It keeps the stolen election claim alive, consolidates his base, and strengthens his image as a leader fighting the system. It also helps control public attention by pulling the conversation toward election security debates. There is also a global impact. The continuous contesting of U.S. election results can set a precedent for leaders in other countries. Authoritarian-leaning politicians might cite the U.S. as an example to legitimize their own losses. This can weaken democratic standards and normalize the idea of, if you lose an election, don't accept the results. Keeping unproven claims in the spotlight can lead voters to question the legitimacy of election outcomes. This erodes trust in institutions, polarizes society, and undermines the democracy principle that the loser accepts the result. See you in the next videos, and goodbye.